So in this video, I'm going to be telling you how I made this animation in After Effects. So let's get into it. So as you can see, this is like a two-part animation. This is the first part and then it transitions into the second part. Okay, so first let's break down the first part. You are going to open up the composition and here the first part fully in motion. Okay, so first we are going to break down the designing element of it. Let's just solo the background first. Okay, so this is our simple still background with some 4-color gradient on it, some shades of orange, and a pavilion displacement. Because we want the background to be a little rough, we don't want it to be completely smooth. The second thing we have is the disk. So you can see it's animating, and I'm going to show you how I did the animation as well. So we are going to open up the disk. This is again just a simple 4-color gradient which are doing displacement. I downloaded it from Google, the creating PNG, and we have a shape layer with a circular mask, and it is really feathered out. So if you increase the fog bulb, now the reason I did this, the fog bulb working, is if I go here again, as you can see the outer edge is glowing. So in order to make the outer edge glow, we needed a vibrant orange. So that's the reason why I did that. And the whole disk is matted onto this shape layer. If I solo this, so it's a square shape layer originally. So as you can see, and I'm going to show you why I matted it in the circular pattern as well. All right. So this is our disk and the background. Now we are going to focus on the ball animation. So let's just solo any one of this. For let's say this. So the main thing of the coloring of this ball is the layer styles. So if I disable the layer styles, this some simple gradient. If I want to show you the gradient, it looks something like this, like darker orange, bright, and then a really light orange for the highlights. Make sure you have the highlights correct. It should not be completely white, and it definitely shouldn't be like this, right? Now, for the layer styles, what we have right here, the first layer style we have is the inner glow. As you can see, this inner glow gives a bit of highlights to the edges to make it a bit more smooth, right? And then we have satin. Now this is really sudden, but if you look at it closely, if you look at it closely on the edges, you can see what is doing. So it's creating a sort of boundary to the shape layer. And this works really well. The satin works really well with the deep glow. And then what we have next, this is the most important thing, is like a simple gradient overlay. Or if I show you the settings, and with every gradient, there's like a simple gradient, right? But what we did with this is we changed the blending from normal to overlay. Now we can have we can control the colors of the gradient by just changing the angle. So this is what I found to be the best looking, right? And you can change the scale of the gradient and offset as well. All right. And then what I did basically is just copy pasted all the balls in a circular pattern, right? So the reason the ball looks like 3D and is rotating in actually 3D space is because of the orientation of the ball. Right now, what I did basically is you just go to transform, go to auto orient, and change it to off, right? This is the original animation. The ball are like this, right? And similarly, this goes with everything else. If I show you with the custom view, so as you can see, with auto orientation turned off, the ball is completely flat, right? Because it's like a simple 3D layer. It's not an actual 3D orb. But to fix that, what we just need to do is go to transform, auto orient, and we're going to auto orient toward the camera. So it is always facing toward the camera, no matter what the rotation of the camera is, right? And we also have the camera right here. Now I'm going to break down the designing element first, and we are going to move on to the animation on the keyframes later on, right? So if I play the animation now, the next thing we have is this button. Now again, this is like a simple pre-compose button, and make sure to pre-comp every asset that you have so you can change it later on. There's like a simple radial gradient to make it a bit more smooth look, and make sure like to put a light sweep on your assets if you want a more cleaner look, right? So this creates a really good edge to the button. Okay, and the animation of the button is just simple y-axis animation, is nothing special, right? Now we are going to play the animation. And these assets are like simple. For example, if I select this and open the settings of it, there's like a stroke width going from 7 to 0, and the scale is going from 0 to about whatever, like 100, right? So it just fades out slowly. And if you want to see the graphs look something like this. And we did basically the similar thing for all the other thing as well. Similarly, for the paid community icon, the scale goes from 0 to 60, and then opacity goes from 100 to 0. It also has a fast box blur to it, because if you really don't want something looking really sharp, something like this, right? And similarly, if I solo this as well, same thing goes for the circle there as well. Just make sure to adjust the keyframes and the graphs so it is not too fast and it is not too slow. You want to have a small impact on the click, right? Okay, so this is done. Now we are going to move on to the animation part. So basically what I did is I created a camera layer, and then I connected this camera layer to the null layer, and then the next null layer and the next, right? So this null layer, if I open up so basically what this null layer is doing is just zooming in the animation, right? This is like the zoom in animation. As you can see, position is -247 and it is -178 here. And the Z rotation is for the rotation of the disc and the balls, right? So for this rotation, just make sure the null layer is in the center of the disc. If I go to custom view here, as you can see, the null layer is in complete center of the disc, because we want equal rotation on every side of the disc, right? So if I play this animation, as you can see, and then the button pops in, and this is like everything keyframed, and then I reduce the scale, change the position to so it is a bit zoomed out more. And then what I did basically is change the X rotation and Y rotation, so it is now, instead of like a lateral view, it's from the like top view, it's like a bird's eye view. And again, because of the ball is auto oriented, it's always going to face toward the camera. And here, as you can see, the impact feels really good. Now the reason because of that is some little details where, right? So as soon as the click happens, the ball also like animate manually. If I solo the balls, as you can see, it's like a small animation for the keyframes of the position. So the impact actually affects the environment as well. These little details are everything, like it's gonna make your animation really pop out. Now again, this is like a simple zoom in animation with the like blue matte, alright, because we are going to a blue screen or green screen this, right? So just duplicate the button and we apply the fill layer to it and just change the opacity from 0 to 100. Okay, so this is our first thing completely done. Now what we are going to do is you are going to go back to our main composition right here, and let's disable the adjustment here first. Now for the second scene, what I did basically is I made a shape layer. So this is not like a solid layer, this is a shape there, the background of it, and I'm going to show you why. All right, this is a shape here, and this is the cube. So if I open this composition, it's like a simple manually made cube with gradients on it. Now if you want a tutorial on this cube, in-depth tutorial, just let me know in the comments, and I'll make it happen. And the next thing, I just duplicated these cubes, and the next thing we did is just put like a an up animation and made some user icons. And now the reason for the shape layer instead of a black solid layer is because I wanted to modify it, and I wanted to keep the stroke of the shape layer. You can not get this with like a solid layer. We have to duplicate it, and it's a hassle to do that, right? So the reason because of the shape layer was to animate it later on in the animation at this part, right? So this is our animation basically completely done. And now we are going to add some additional effect to it. Though right now this looks really bland. So what we did basically is, if I enable this adjustment layer, first we put on a simple noise, right? And if I just zoom in, you can see the effect to it. As you can see, this creates a big rough texture. And we did posterize effect. Make sure the posterize is beneath the noise, because if we switch the position, everything is gonna look superb, right? So, and the posterize level is 11, because again we wanted a rough look to it. And then we put deep blue to it. And again, like as I said, like make sure the highlight is not vibrant on, because like when we go deeply to it, the highlighting would look real nice. And then we enable the chromatic aberration tool, something. And then we have like a simple 16 frame report rise down to it. So if you found this tutorial helpful, make sure to like and subscribe. And I'm also working on building a Discord community where I will be releasing all my project files for the future videos. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'll see you with the next one.
I came across a paid community of traders. I joined it and I found a lot of interesting strategies that were shared by the community members.